What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at this 2022 KIA Stinger GT. Big shout out and thank you to Keffer Kia for providing this new Stinger for today's video. Check them out, linked in the description below. And the model that we're looking at today is a GT2 rear-wheel drive, finished off in Aurora Black, has the Scorpion Special Edition package, and an MSRP at $54,300. Underneath the hood, this 2022 KIA Stinger utilizes a 3.3-liter twin turbocharged 6-cylinder engine. This V6 pumps out 368 horsepower with 376 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission and sends the power to the rear wheels, and with a curb weight around 3,800 pounds, you're looking at 0 to 60 close to 4.5 seconds and a top speed at 167 miles per hour. This car runs on a 15.9 gallon fuel tank, so you're looking at 18 miles per gallon in the city with 25 out on the highway. The overall length is 190.2 inches with a wheelbase at 114.4, width is 73.6, and height is 55.1 inches. And the Stinger GT2 also features Brembo brakes in all four corners with 4-piston brake calipers up front and a 13.8-inch rotor. In back, you get a 13.4-inch rotor with single-piston calipers. Moving on to the exterior styling now, with this 2022 KIA Stinger has a really sharp exterior look. We get a set of LED headlights with LED daytime running lights, and you can see the amber color for the LED turn signal. They're sunken into the bodywork and really add to the bold design. We have the really nice looking shape for this Kia grille. You can see the black chrome trim as well as a forward-facing camera and safety sensor right in the center with the all-new Kia logo up top. We have parking sensors in the front and a really aggressive design all around. There's a functional air inlet on the farthest sides of the bumper to let air pass through the front tires, and then you can see an aggressive front splitter as well as a ton of mesh down below. The intercooler is on the back side to keep the air intake temperatures cool, and there's more of that black chrome trim. Moving our way to the hood, it's very sleek, and there's a trim piece on each side of it just to give it that added aggression and a sharp body line going from the front all the way towards the windshield. I love how all the designs flow together to give this that sporty look. And then up front, we get a set of satin black wheels with blacked out center caps and a split 5-spoke design. I love how the Brembo brakes contrast very well against this blacked out Stinger. Then you can see a really clean line going through the side, as well as a trim piece on the back side of the front fender with a nice design in the lower side skirt. The doors have a very clean design with how smooth the bodywork is. And we get a set of body color door handles as well as body color mirror caps. They also feature an integrated LED turn signal and a side view camera. And then you're going to notice on the top of the window trim, there's more of that black chrome trim and then blacked out B-pillars. We have our sunroof up top with a shark fin antenna. And then as you make our way to the side profile, I love the fastback design. It has that coupe-like look that you would see on a two-door, but it all flows together on this four-door Stinger. And then I really like how you can see how all the fender arches bulge out just to give it that added width as well as some more aggression. And that side trim piece cuts towards this rear window, really adding to a unique style. The Scorpion package also has the spoiler mounted in back to add to the aggression. And then we get the LED taillights that connect from one side to the other. Very modern design, and I love how sleek they are within the bodywork. There's more trim in the lower side of the bumper just to give it that nice sporty look. Then finishing it up with all of your parking sensors, a very aggressive rear diffuser with some fins in the center, and your dual quad-tipped exhaust. And with a full look at the exterior of the KIA Stinger GT out of the way, let's move on to the interior. We have Kia's key fob with all of your buttons on the side and a really cool thumb trigger for your lock button. Keeping the key fob in my pocket, I can just press the button on the door handle and we can check out this interior. This Stinger gets a black leather interior with carbon fiber and silver trim all around. If we move our way to the door panel now, you can see the smooth black leather with contrast stitching. We also get some padding right here for your armrest with a grab handle, then another grab handle up front. We have all the window controls and mirror controls, as well as your grab handle up top to release the door, memory seating, part of the speaker system, and you can see a good look at the carbon fiber trim. There's storage down below, and then moving inside, we get an aluminum trim piece on the door sill, and then all of your power controls are on the left side. You have a button up front that you can press, and we have a leg rest that's going to automatically fold out. You can see the perforated leather with all the cool stitching all in the center, as well as smooth leather and more of the stitching and nice size bolsters. They have a really good design all around, very sporty. You can see the headrest with more stitching. Then we get a flat bottom leather steering wheel, perforated on the sides and silver trim. And then now inside, keep my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. Taking a look at the gauge cluster now, we have a tach over on the left with your engine temperature, then the speedometer and fuel to the right. Right in the center, we get an LCD screen with a lot of different menus that'll pop up. We have a performance gauge mode right now, and you can configure all that using the icon up top as well as the up and down logo. So if we take a look and I tap that one pages icon, you can scroll through a lot of different things with this first menu. Then we can scroll over into navigation. We also have some safety settings that will come up. And then we have tire pressure that will come up with your digital speed. A very cool layout. We have the new Kia logo right in the center, then a few more controls for the distance pacing, lane keeping, and cruise control, and then audio and Bluetooth over on the left. We do get a set of steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. They have a pretty cool look and feel to them. Then we have a turn signal stock over on the left side with your wiper blades to the right. And then on the left side of the steering wheel, we have controls for the trunk, fuel. You can also see the lane keeping and the interior lighting. We have a cool contour around the dashboard. Then we do get a heads-up display system with the speed readout. Really cool contours along the dashboard. I like how we get the smooth black leather. There's more stitching up top and stitching in the centerpiece. It has a very nice look with silver trim. Then if we move to the infotainment system, you can see our navigation screen on this left side. We have some audio on the right side. You can swipe up and down through this to see a few different things. Then we also have a menu icon with a few different icons right here. And then if I go back and go into the home screen, you can see all sorts of different things that'll come up on the car. We can scroll left and get kind of a basic screen. Then you can swipe through this and see all sorts of different things. If you take a look now, if we go into reverse, your backup camera is gonna pop up on the left side, and then we get a top-down view to the right. We have different views that you can scroll through with a top-down on the left side. So really nice to see all the technology in this car. You can adjust everything. Then we can go ahead and press the P button and we're back into park. Underneath the screen, we have 3 of your air vents, then controls that you can adjust on the screen. Instead of just using the touchscreen, we have radio controls, navigation. If you tap the star icon, it comes up with a few different customizations, and then of course shortcuts to navigation and other things. Underneath that, we have all your controls for climate. We have dual zone temperature, the fan speed in the center with your off icon, and when you toggle anything, it comes up on the right side of the screen, and you can see how the temperature will change as well. Underneath that, we can see more of this carbon fiber. If we open up this front area, we have a spot for wireless phone charging, and then USB ports on this left side. I really love the carbon you get, part of the Scorpion package. Definitely gives it a sporty look. We have 2 cup holders on the right side, heated and ventilated seat for driver and passenger, auto start stop feature, a parking sensors icon, then a shortcut you can press to get to your cameras. We also have your shifter in the center with a really nice trim piece of silver, electronic park and brake, brake hold, then your drive modes is right in the center. You can toggle this left and right, and it'll go through all the different modes from a smart mode all the way down into sport and then a custom one. And then behind that, we have a little bit more storage, then black leather on the armrest, and a pretty good amount of storage space in the center. And then moving to our glove box, we have a pretty good amount of space in here as you would expect. And then one last look at the interior. Kia did a really good job making the Stinger very sporty. I especially love all the stitching, and the carbon accents really make this particular spec stand out. Up above, we have our sunroof up top with the sunshade closed. Then you can see your dome lights and controls up top. And then moving to the rear seat space, if I open up the door panel's finished off just like we saw up front, and we even get all the same stitching and pattern in back. This is a 3-seater back here. We get some storage pockets on the back side of the front seats, and then climate control settings and air vents right in the center, even with some USB and auxiliary ports. So now sitting in the back of this Kia Stinger, it's a pretty comfortable car. I'm 5'11", and I have about a ½ inch of headroom, and with the driver's seat set at my height, I have pretty good knee room, and my feet are just underneath the bottom of the seat. A really comfortable angle for the recline, armrest is in a great place, and you have a huge window here to make it feel nice and open. And then you can see a good view out the center, and then right in the center, if you grab this leather strap, we can open this down for a good armrest with 2 more cup holders. And then we have our dome lights up top, and then even grab handles on the far side. And then moving to the cargo space, you have the button on the key fob that you can hold down. It's going to automatically open up this entire lift gate. You even have a button on the back and of course the one on the interior. Being a hatchback like it is, you have a ton of storage space, very squared off, and you even get a nice little cutout on the left and the right sides to really make this car usable. And with the seats folded down and that privacy cover lowered, you can see just how much more storage space we have in the KIA Stinger. There's a ton of room in front of these seats. They fold nearly flat, and you can see how there's just endless room, making this extremely practical and usable. So getting up to some speed now, we're just in normal comfort mode, automatic. We'll give it a little bit of gas. Wow, that's up to 55. Very quick. The power plant, super smooth. And you can tell there's quite a lot of power in this car already. So getting my bearings now as far as comfort, you have a pretty good sized windshield to easily see out, and then all the mirrors seem to do a pretty good job letting you know what's going on behind you, and then getting the seat into a comfortable position. We have the automatic steering wheel control as well. It's a pretty comfortable car to honestly just daily drive, rack up miles. You have good armrests. Looking over your right and left shoulder, the seat pillar is a little large and that window is kind of small, but overall you still do get a pretty good view out left shoulder as well. Suspension, you can feel the bumps a little bit. Like I said, we're in the comfort mode, but you know, it's still a pretty comfortable car, well insulated. We'll get back up to some speed. We're still in comfort and automatic, and we'll feel it out. I definitely like the power. Wow. Quarter throttling it, barely 3,000 RPM, and that was right up to some speed. But definitely a comfortable car overall. You can feel some of the bumps. I wouldn't say it's super fine-tuned to be like a luxury car or anything. It does have that sportier ride, I would say, but not too bad overall. So if we go into the sport mode now, I guess all I have to do is hit one of the paddles to put us into manual mode. We can downshift a few times. Pretty responsive on the downshifts. Wow, that was like 50 to 60 without really thinking. Transmission seems really snappy as well. I think they did a good job giving you some performance. You know, this is kind of like a budget M440i or a budget Audi S5, I would say. It just has that kind of vibe. And I like the sporty touches, especially with the carbon fiber. It looks really cool. The steering wheel has good thumb arches in it, and the flat bottom looks pretty nice as well. And the Brembo brakes, they do a really good job. We have some twisties we'll feel out in a second, but it certainly has a pretty good blend of everything. It's about 10 grand or so cheaper than the European versions of the similar layout cars. So for 10 grand less, you know, you are getting not quite of a refined ride, but you're getting quite a lot of performance. And I love the turn signals. When you turn them on, you can see them pictured in a little screen in the center with a camera. So we'll feel out. Wow. Honestly, this is a really quick car, especially for what it is. Like, this thing holds its own and moves. And in the sport mode now, the steering definitely feels pretty responsive. You know, you really don't have much vagueness. It's pretty darn direct. A sharper turn. The only drawback, there's a little bit of body roll. You can feel it when you go from left to right, but it's not as bad as previous ones that I've driven. It actually feels a little bit tighter. And one thing cool, when you're in sport mode, the bolsters actually stiffen up on you. If I tone it back down into eco mode or comfort, you can hear them and feel them just go away. And then flipping around to the point of view now, we're still in eco mode, just kind of getting our bearings with it, what it's like driving the Stinger GT. Like I said, pretty good view around, and it feels like a nice car in here. You know, you have this cool leather material. I'm sure it's all fake leather, but it feels really nice, soft to the touch. So it feels like a pretty premium car, and you can see how that camera turns on. That is a really cool touch. It does that both left and right turn signal. Not many cars have that. I think more should totally have that option. And then we'll go back into the sport mode, then just tapping that once, put us back into manual mode, and I have some fun, a little bit of the twisties. It is a rainy day today, but nonetheless, we can still feel it out. Lots of safety technology in it. So certainly a pretty well-loaded car with all the tech that you're gonna want. You can see how that seat pillar is a little big, but very snappy transmission. The brakes definitely do a great job. So we'll give it a little bit of gas. And that was right to 60. I mean, this car is genuinely a quick car. super cool to feel out. This engine is a really good power plant for the car. And then I'll go back into eco mode. It should, there we go, back into drive. And then cruise control and everything, we'll just turn that on. You have the distance pacing, comes up all in the heads-up display as well. So it makes it super convenient. And then the lane keeping is kind of helping me make that turn, as you can see. So I think that is then about it, wrapping it up in the 2022 Kia Stinger GT. You've got the rear-wheel drive, the biggest motor, and the Scorpion package. Kind of gives it that blacked out theme, all the carbon fiber, there's a wing on the back as well. Pretty cool blend. Fun car for sure. It wasn't even an eco mode, wow. Definitely a cool car for sure. A good budget way to go if you're not quite ready to spend 65 grand on the European car. So 55, not too bad for what you get. Definitely a sweet car. If you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content. And then once again, big shout out and thank you to Keffer Kia for providing this car for today's video. Take a look at their website linked down in the description, and I will see you guys in the next video.